So, before I do that, I do want to acknowledge, and I know he's going to hate this, but John Diaz sitting back there, Aurora Sanchez, there was and Judge Case, and there were a group who many months ago called and said, you know, we have this idea, and this is what we want to do. Fast forward to yesterday morning, I get a call from Bill Snap, Harris County. He says, hey, Gilbert, I hear y'all are doing something different down there in Bexar County. So what's that, Bill? He says, well, so I thought Leon Evans was the executive director of the Central Health Care Service, and he is? So, well, what do you do? I said, anything he says and anything else y'all tell me to do. And so I was kidding with him. He says, help me understand, why is the county doing this? And so I began to explain that the county is doing this because it is creating a bridge, it is creating connect the dots. And before you can connect the dots, you have to identify the dots. And you've got to get them, you foster a sense of collaboration and cooperation, and we work at building the services for the county. And he says, dang, that makes a lot of sense. He says, can you send me something on it? So we've already started. So I do want to acknowledge that the Commissioners Court created this department. What is different from the work that some of you that I will acknowledge in just a little bit did from today is that now you have 3 full-time persons doing this every single day. It seems like for an average of 12 hours a day. Can y'all hear me back there?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the department doing? 3 major umbrellas. Our first target is to identify gaps. This is where y'all will come in just a little bit. To identify the gaps. And then to increase or support the activities to provide more capacity. And then to identify the best dollars for Commissioners Court, for our county manager to take action on what is the best use of those county dollars. You have the answer. You know how we can provide those efficiencies, effectively, how we can leverage the services and act as a community. So we're here to advocate, serve as a clearinghouse for all mental health issues and mental health programs on behalf of the county. We are asking you here today because our task is nothing short of coming up with, and much work has already been done, with a model, a national model of service delivery for our citizens here. To begin to identify a systemic approach that leads to the effective and efficient availability of early identification, of access to mental health services, and of strengthening continuity of care. And that means so much. And this is where we ask for you to identify what that means. You know, continuity of care is not just service delivery. It also means working with the families. You know, our juvenile probation folks already are used to doing this. So there's much that we can learn there. So our task here today is to begin the process of creating a seamless system of care. This meeting today obviously will be more informational, but in a little bit you'll hear how we plan to roll this out. We are very open to suggestions in terms of what we can do to make this happen and move that needle and demonstrate outcomes and use the Moneyball approach. Y'all saw the movie Moneyball? What's the name of the actor?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. You know, he takes the Oakland A's and they're like, they've never done anything, and through data and analytics and being outcome focused and outcome based, they got to the heights of baseball. We're here to reconvene the consortium. after the work that we'll hear about was done and all of the wonderful things that were said. And we're here to partner with each and every one of you to leverage, support, and encourage the incredible work that you're here to do today. So, let me begin by introducing the two folks in the department who I have come to really admire their work ethic. Sometimes I feel like saying, I must hurry, for there go my people, and I am their leader. They're very active, very devoted, dedicated. I'm going to ask them each to come up and give you a few more bits of information, some things that we need to do logistic-wise and so forth. Let me introduce, first of all, Velma Muniz, who is our program coordinator. She comes to us from this very place right here. I called Jeannie to tell her that I was hoping to steal her, and well, I'll tell you, this has made my life 1,000 times easier and better. We're very, very excited to have her here. Her bio is on the web, and we'll talk about that, but let me just introduce Velma. And Velma, you're going to tell us some logistics and all kinds of stuff.
Sure, and I'm not going to use the microphone because I trained here for several years, so I think I project well. As Gilbert said, my name is Velma Muniz. I am a licensed professional counselor, so I still am in it. I do still see clients on my own time on weekends and evenings. So I still feel it. I still see the daily work that y'all do, that we do. And I can say that I know one thing we all have in common is we care. You know, you wouldn't be here if you didn't care. So as Gilbert said, I'm very grateful to be part of this department. Prior to being hired by Gilbert, I did work here for juvenile probation for almost 15 years, three months shy, and I got my 15-year pin. The wonderful people, I learned a lot from Dr. Von Stoltz and Lynn Wilkerson. Great department. One thing I did learn is that early intervention is if we can get early detection and intervention, it makes it easier on the adult side. I know juvenile probation is doing a great job already doing that and identifying juveniles who have mental health issues. So as Gilbert said, part of our task is the reconvening of the consortium, and I know Aurora, Ms. Sanchez is going to get to speak. Just from what I've read and researched, whoever was here, who was in the original group, y'all did an awesome job. And now I think Sheriff, as she said, now it's our job as the department to move forward, to take action, to take that step, not just read and talk about. And I know that's what this group is here for, and there's a lot of experts. And I'm going to be working a lot with the community. I've met a lot of y'all already, and I'm very, very fortunate and feel very privileged to be able to work with you. So I will continue that. Part of my task is to be the coordinator of the group. So if there's anything that y'all think I need to do or we need to change, please feel free to call me, email me, whatever it is that you feel that we need to do. There is some paperwork, and I think Gilbert will talk about this later on there, so we can get some of your information because we want to know. This is y'all. This is the community. It's not our baby. It's everybody's, and I want us to be able to work together, collaborate, and the real goal is to do whatever we can do to improve our citizens in getting the help that they need. Just like if they were ill physically, you know, there's mental health needs, and I think it's our job as a community to be able to provide those. So thank you. I look forward to working with all of y'all.
One of the things that we're going to have to work out, and we're not going to do it today because we've got a whole lot of other things to do today, but we're going to be looking at frequency of the meetings. We will be meeting on a monthly basis. That may mean subcommittees, may mean more or less, and the issues that will be identified, working closely with the larger collaboratives, the health collaboratives, and so forth, and coordinate those efforts so that as a department you will have one location where you can look at everything that is mental health that's going on in Bexar County in one location. We will develop the strategy plan according to three subcommittees that we will propose in just a minute. That's not to say those are going to be the subcommittees. It simply is a starting point to get us going so that you can begin to see outcomes and we can begin to see strategies. We will be asking for input in multiple ways, standard email, but also through Twitter and those kinds of social media options. We will have everything here that you see, agendas and minutes and so forth. They will be posted, so you'll have a feel, even if you're not able to be here. We will also have go to meeting, and then you'll be able to call in if you're not able to physically be here. So all of those kinds of things. In order to put all that together, we will rely on our data and analytics. We are very fortunate to have been able to convince Alicia Smith to leave the Children's Protective Services. She comes to us with, by the way, both these young ladies are adjunct professors. They're very, very accomplished. Alicia comes to us with a great deal of experience in data and report writing and analysis from New York. And if you know that New York has been a leader in diversion activities and criminal justice services, so we're real happy to have you, and it's my pleasure to introduce Alicia Smith, who's going to take us through a few things. Thank you, Alicia.
And I tend to be more soft-spoken, but I don't like how I sound on the microphone, so we'll try to work this out. But thank you. As Gilbert said, my background is child protective, from Child Protective Services, and so I was a case manager there and saw a lot of the mental health needs from both the children and their parents. And before that, I taught different levels and have a variety of research experience for the National Institute of Mental Health and smaller agencies. So I'm trying to bring all that background to this position. And my job, I've been tasked to be the data person. So collect the data, assess the need, as Gilbert talks about, to identify the gaps and how to best use the county money. So as you know, nothing's going to get done without seeing the numbers of where the need is. So that's what my job entails. I've also been tasked with working on the website, and I'll talk a little bit about that more later, but hopefully the goal is that in the future, pretty much everything will be on the website. So there'll be data, there'll be, for any questions you have, you can go to the website and you'll be able to find that information. So we're working on that now, but that's what my job is. And so I just hope that I can help everyone best identify what the needs are and how we can best help the community.